Hey guys, it's Pocho Trainer.
And Kevin PT Sanchez.
In today's video, we're gonna talk about
The vertical push.
yes.
Here's a recap of what we got so far. We got the horizontal push, we got the horizontal pull. Okay, now we're gonna combine everything that we learned in regards to the scapular retraction. Now we're gonna look at it at a different angle. So now we're gonna actually look at the vertical. So it's a little bit different. Many guys, you guys go to the gym, you guys have the machine where it comes to like a pull up, a chin up, a lat pull down. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look as to what exactly we're working on and how to do it properly, okay? Now, we're gonna start with the first part is explaining the muscle groups that are gonna be used in the kind of pull-in motion, okay? So, we're gonna have my brothers right here. It's the demographic, he's gonna be anatomy man here, okay? Now, first one, in the push, the main muscles that we used in the horizontal push where the pectoralis major, see, the major, the minor, as well as the muscles working in the front. When you do a vertical push, it's the exact same way, but now the most important part is the stabilization of the scaps, okay? Due to the fact that oftentimes we spend a lot of time sitting, our shoulders are already in a forward position, so we don't want to be there.
Like him. Look, he's working now.
You don't want to be that guy, okay? Now, what we want to do is, before you do any kind of pushing motion, we want to make sure your shoulder's in the right place, see? So now, first things first is getting the shoulders down and back. Now, as you can tell, his shoulders are down and scaps are supported downwardly, okay? Now his hands are gonna come upward, and from here, his motion is vertical, okay? That's why it's a vertical push. Now, from here, his hands are gonna go up. As you can tell, and you can see, as his lats are no longer the primary muscle group now, mainly focusing on the shoulders. So we got the medial shoulder working as well, the frontal shoulder working as well as the back shoulder. So all these three parts of the shoulders are gonna be very, very important. That's why it's important to know where the placement of the shoulder is, okay? Now, we're gonna talk a little bit more on the scap, okay? Last time we spoke about scapular retraction on a horizontal pattern. Now we're gonna talk vertically, okay? So now this is called elevation and depression, okay? Now, oftentimes when we're depressed, what do? We shrug our shoulders up, okay? Oftentimes we're stressed out, that's depression of the scapula. Now, what we wanna do when we press, it's an elevation on the scap, and that way we can cause not so much of a shrugging in the shoulders, because that causes impingement. If you start to feel pain on the neck, that's because you're doing the movement the wrong way. So we wanna make sure you're not pushing through the neck on the traps. We wanna make sure you're pushing downwardly only from here, up on the traps and the shoulder blades, stabilizing on the lats, okay? That's oftentimes a vertical push is not often so recommended due to the fact that we spend a lot of time sitting, and causing a lot of pushing motions can actually cause an impingement on the shoulder. So if you are doing this in the machine, if you're doing it in a dumbbell, the best way to do it is 3 points of contact. So we got the hips, making sure they're aligned. From here, we're gonna work yourself up to the shoulder, making sure they are aligned. Now, when we press, coming all the way up, we also wanna make sure that the wrist is creating one line from here, straight down to the shoulder and straight down to the hip. If you're sitting, that's often not so recommended because now we don't know where the hips are. So if his hips are rotated backwardly, now it's gonna cause an impingement on the lower back. If they're posteriorly moving this way, now we're keeping a straight line. And his upper body is gonna come up straight. And now we got one straight line from the bottom up on the top, okay? That's the position we wanna be in from a vertical position. Oftentimes, you don't want to be doing something from here and pushing up because that limits your range of motion, okay? Now we're going to do it with some weight, okay? We're going to grab onto the dumbbells, okay? Find a dumbbell, find a cable, find something at home that's going to give you some kind of resistance, not too heavy, not too light. What he's going to do is he's going to do a unilateral, so that means one single side. Shoulders are going to be in place, hips are going to be in place, and from here, all he's going to do is stable this hand, stable this shoulder, stabilize on the core. From there, he's gonna press all the way up, making sure his glutes are on, firing through. And from here, he's just gonna stable down. You know you're doing it the proper way if his hands are not following diagonally. You're gonna feel an impingement there. You wanna make sure it's properly aligned, very close to the ear, okay? If it's close to your ear, you're doing a good job. Now, don't elevate on the shoulder, don't elevate on the neck. As we spoke before, be pressed. So get the shoulder blade down, okay? Stable on the latimus dorsi as we spoke on the horizontal pull, and you're gonna work the self down. So when you come down, feel that you're squeezing on the lat. So come down, engage as we spoke before, and on the way up, you wanna use this muscle to press on the top, okay? You can do this on a machine, you can do this on a dumbbell, you can use some cables, okay? You can do that in any way that you like. Now, vertical pull and vertical push are very, very similar things, but now we're gonna explain to you guys in the next video as to how we can do it with a pull, with a band on a pull-up bar. Some of you guys do chin-ups, lat pull-downs, so we're gonna cover that in the next video. For now, practice the vertical push. Make sure your shoulders are in line, as we spoke before, hips should be in line, and everything else should be coming in motion. We're also gonna cover some videos talking about the mobility prep before you do the push, as well as stuff that you can do while you're sitting, or something that can get the shoulders to come back.
Okay guys, so always just make sure in the proper form, guys, okay? And also, if you have some, injury in your shoulder, just prevent that. So we're gonna talk about them and how you can, just release. If you do these kind of exercises with some pain and, over the injury, it's not a good idea, okay?
Absolutely, yes. So like I said, these are great exercises if you're really trying to get a good workout, if you're trying to push vertically. It's a good motion to do. However, oftentimes our society is not really ready to do a vertical push, being quite honest. However, that is the proper cueing and that is a proper alignment. And if you see yourself doing those things properly, then you're good to go, all right? So stay tuned for our next video and then we're gonna cover the horizontal pull.